がここにいるうちの本物のスクールスポーツのために行こうぜベイビーバンこの国は気をつけて、現実になることがありますからね。
Alright, so we're going to continue the long-standing tradition of covering Japanese boxing here on True School Sports. You know, True School Sports, the #1 home for Japanese boxing in America. From an American, welcome guys back to the channel. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you guys, and you know, ayete okata. Nice to see you guys again. Now listen, man, I've been wanting to do this video for a long time because when I talk about Jesse Bam Rodriguez and when I talk about Junto Nakatani, these are guys that names get linked to Inoue, right? They get linked to Inoue. I get in my comment section a lot that, you know, I want to see Inoue, the monster, fight Junto. I want to see the monster fight Bam, right? And when I hear that mention for Bam Rodriguez specifically, first of all, Bam Rodriguez is at super flyweight. Inoue is at super bantamweight. So they're separated by a whole 2 weight classes. And Inoue is already being rumored to move to featherweight at some point later this year, right? In the near future, right? So I just don't think it's realistic. And I think the more realistic fight that boxing fans should be talking up is Jesse Bam Rodriguez versus Junto Nakatani, because they're only separated by 1 weight class. Now, I personally don't think this fight will ever happen, and I'm not trying to be the negative guy. Like boxing fans in America, boxing fans in Japan. I'm not trying to be the negative person. I'm trying to give you guys not what I think about boxing, because I don't come on here just to talk about what I think about boxing. Oftentimes when I tell you guys things, I'm speaking from a place of knowing. You know, I'm very privy to a lot of things in boxing that maybe you guys aren't, because I got people in the business that I know, managers, friends, champions, contenders, prospects, all levels, amateurs, all kinds. I know all kinds of people in boxing, so I get a lot of interesting information passed to me, right? But it's just common knowledge. It's common knowledge in boxing that when it comes to, and I'm not trying to talk bad about them, I'm just telling you guys what I've noticed over the years. So it's not me making disparaging remarks. I'm just telling you guys what I've noticed over the years, and it's common knowledge. Mr. Honda, the guy that runs Teiken Promotions, a long-standing figure in Japan, see, he doesn't operate like, let's say, Al Heyman or a Bob Arum or some of the Western and American promoters. Most American promoters, when they got 2 top fighters in their stable that are separated by a weight class, like Bam or Junto, they would be looking to do that fight and keep it in-house, make all the money for themselves. Mr. Honda don't approach it that way. From what I've seen over the years, Teiken Promotions is looked at as a family, and Mr. Honda does not like to match his fighters in-house. Does it happen every now and then? Yeah, every now and then, but most of the time it doesn't happen. Why do you think we never got Roman Gonzalez versus Bam Rodriguez, despite the fact that that fight's been talked about? That's the last guy from that era that Bam hasn't fought. Why do you think it hasn't happened? Mr. Honda and the way he goes about his business is a big reason why it hasn't happened. So I say all that, and I set the stage to say this. This is why I don't believe that Junto Nakatani versus Bam Rodriguez could ever happen. I don't think Mr. Honda would do that, because think about it. Mr. Honda would be sacrificed. Like if Jesse Bam Rodriguez moves up to bantamweight and he beats Junto Nakatani, now all of a sudden the big Japanese super fight with Inoue is all up in smokes, and there's a lot of money to be made there, and there's a lot of pride, and there's a lot of I guess notoriety, you could say, that comes with making that fight. It's a big fight for the Japanese boxing community, right? So Mr. Honda is not going to do the fight, because that's one side of the equation. On the other side of the equation, why would he match Junto versus Bam right now when Bam still has big fights for him at 115? And Bam, like, I understand the business side of it, but if we're talking about the competitive integrity of boxing, if we're talking about like what's the fight that would make the most sense, that's a great fight that would let us know who is the best, this is a fight that I would say needs to happen. You know, with all respect to Junto, like, they're talking about him unifying the division in his next fight with the IBF champion Ryosuke Nishida, who's a very good fighter. But all respect to Nishida is not a pound-for-pound level talent like Bam Rodriguez. He's not doing the things in the ring that Bam Rodriguez can do. Junto is going to go in as a pretty sizable favorite against Ryosuke Nishida. At least I would say he's probably going to open up at least as a 3-1 to 4-1 favorite over Nishida. And he should. He's a better fighter than Nishida. He moves better than Nishida. He punches harder than Nishida. He does a lot of things better than Nishida. Nishida's a good fighter, though. Bam is going to present so many challenges that Junto has never seen, and vice versa. Bam has never fought a fighter who has the blend of power, fundamentals, youth, and size that Bam. Like, there's a lot of talk right now about Bam Rodriguez fighting Kensho Taraji, which I think is an amazing fight. But because of the wars and the wear and tear that Kensho has been through in his career, you know, there's that thought that maybe Kensho might just fall off a cliff and not be in his prime that night or just decline overnight. It happens to the best of them. As to with Junto, you know, we want that won't be a concern with Junto. Junto's in his 20s. Junto's been firing on all cylinders, knocking out everything in sight, and that's just a fight that I think would be really, really great for boxing. As great as Inoue versus Junto is, I'd rather see Inoue go to featherweight because Junto is big enough to where he could one day move to featherweight his damn self and be strong there, right? They can still fight at featherweight. I'd like to see Inoue go to featherweight. You know, everyone's saying that he's going to go undisputed at featherweight. I damn sure don't agree with that. But if he can, like, look, if Inoue could go undisputed at featherweight and then Junto could do what he has to do, beat like a Bam and whatnot, you go to 122, do something there. I think Inoue versus Junto could be the massive, like even like however big we think it is now, if certain dominoes fall, it could be even bigger. So I think the Bam Rodriguez fight is good for boxing in so many ways. It's good for boxing because it'll let us know, like, because the knock on Bam, I know a lot of people don't nitpick Bam, but I have to come on here every day and I got to talk about these guys. So I talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. He's very talented. He's very impressive. But the reality is, the majority of the guys that we know him to have fought, the big names that he has on his resume, they're guys that are older. Like, they're all 34, 35, 36, twilight of their careers. Apart from Sonny Edwards, who, by the way, when he fought Sonny Edwards, I remember a lot of people were saying that's a cherry pick. Sonny don't punch hard. So a lot of people weren't even trying to give him credit for Sonny Edwards, if we're just being honest. Junto, to me, would be the first real prime, big, hard-punching opponent he's ever fought in his career. And for Junto, I mean, Junto's no better. Junto's had some pretty hand-picked opposition himself. Beat some good fighters, but I don't think he's exactly fought a murderer's row of guys either. I mean, he just fought the unknown Mexican David Cuellar his last fight, beat the shit out of him. He fought, before that, that 76-1 guy from Thailand who didn't beat nobody, Tasana Salapat. Like, he's looking sensational, and Junto is passing the eye test, but he's not really fighting like no killers either. So they both got to fight some killers, and I think they both represent something really great for each other. And I would implore and encourage Mr. Honda to please reconsider his ways and look into making this fight. I think this would be a great fight for boxing in America, boxing in Japan, and just boxing in the lower weight categories. It's a true pound-for-pound matchup. Bam Rodriguez and the creative offensive attack he has with the pivots versus the very versatile, tall, rangy boxer puncher style of Junto Nakatani. One of the best southpaw matchups in boxing over the last decade. Make this shit happen. I don't think it will, and I'm letting you guys know that because of how Mr. Honda and Teiken Promotions operates, more than likely you're not going to get Bam versus Junto, and that's a damn shame because that's a fight that boxing needs. But yeah, anytime somebody mentions Bam versus Inoue or Bam versus Junto, I'm just going to say, look, Mr. Honda, I'm not downplaying. I'm just telling you guys how he operates. And if it gets made, then I'll retract what I say in this statement, and I'll be happy about the fight. But I don't see it happening. So you guys give me your thoughts down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you guys click right over here.
Keep watching my boy BT put on the best interviews out here.